Well, appointment of principal officers of both chambers in the National Assembly came as what has been described as a rumor to the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress. But it does not look like a matter in which his say will amount to anything. The National Working Committee of the party has backed Senator Godswill Akpabio and Tajuddin Abbas for the choice of men that they've picked for the positions. This is welcoming you to Political Voice. I'm Moses Humphrey, and I have joining me virtually Alester Wilcox. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, let's get the conversation on the road now. Um, there seem to be what some have called a crack in the APC House, with the national chairman describing the appointment of principal officers as a rumor that he has said that he heard in the media space, in the social media space. What do you make of that statement?
The crack in the APC house is not strange. It's not new. The crack has been there even before the 2023 general election. It started right from the nomination process. I remember through the screening process when it was being rumored that some forces not in tandem with of then candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That has been public news. But we had thought, even after the emergence of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the presidential PC, he went around in his own way, spirit of sportsmanship. He went around first to the president, the then sitting president. He went to the leadership of the APC, talking about Adamu. He went there to thank them. He went to all the contestants, those that contested. He went to them to also thank their. Well, I don't know what he went to do, but at least to create rapprochement. Up to the point that he went to the former vice president. He even went to the former minister of transportation, Rotimi Amechi, and so he did a lot of that as rapprochement to create a united front. Also, crack came up again with the formation of the Presidential Campaign Council. Remember, there were about four lists that came out. The first time the list came out, it was said, "Oh, you didn't have the buy-in of the National Working Committee." A second list was drawn up. At first, Tinubu was a step higher. Later, the party chairman was made a step higher. All that transpired. At the third list, my name came out as member of the I was in the, what they call it now, in the Public Affairs Committee of the presidential of the PCC. That was, my name came out in the third list, and yet there was another fourth list. So it had gone on in between the and we had thought that by the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and subsequent swearing in, he will have assumed the position of the party leader. The president is the leader of the party. Yes, you have the national chairman, you have other bodies, the National Working Committee, but the president is the leader. So also in the states, the governors are always the leaders of the party. So what would have been the case? And so whatever happening with National Assembly leadership had the buy-in of it should have been where the president wants, let us go. Because he's the leader of the party.
But now
and it is his mandate that we are.
Well, it seems like
And
Adamu
it
and
is
the
his mandate
president are not
that
on the
is
same page.
going to be done. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, but now it's looking like Abdullahi Adamu, and the president are not on the same page. They seem to be in disagreement. Although they had a meeting yesterday, but we are not privy to what was discussed at the meeting. But do you think they are in disagreement?
Well, with the comment of with respect to those principal offices, I think the hymn sheet is different. They are singing from different hymn sheets. They may be singing from the same hymn book, but maybe it's different. You
Okay.
know, there's a song. There's a song. Oh God, I help in ages past. You can have so many. Maybe they're singing "Oh God, I help in ages past," and then while the president is singing the normal tune, Adamu is singing the descant. There's a part of that tune that's descant. We that are Anglican choir choristers, I'm just telling you from Anglican perspective.
That's
So there is so maybe Adamu is singing the descant, while Bola Tinubu is singing the real hymn. But you see, principal officers of the National Assembly, sincerely, in all respects, should be the function of National Assembly. But of course, you have party interests,
of course,
and in
yes.
Nigeria, you have geopolitical interests. In Nigeria, you have ethnic interests. In Nigeria, you have religious interests. See, Nigeria is becoming such a complex government. By the day, the complexity is coming out strong. By the day, first is a north-south dichotomy. We are now left north-south Christian Muslim dichotomy. Very soon, the Orthodox traditional religions will start a fair share of this dichotomy, and they will be right to ask. Now it has left north-south Christian. It has gone to political. There is no constitution that created this zone in Nigeria. During Abacha convenience, which was a good thing. We used to have the north and the south. Now geopolitical structure. Now Nigerian complex has gone to the geopolitical. Now even at the geopolitical level, you know that every state, every geopolitical zone made up of at least six. Only Southeast has 5 states, others have 6, and then
Oh,
the
yes.
Northwest has 7 states.
Yes.
Now it has gone to that level of even in the geopolitical states now have to consider the states. So Nigeria is becoming more by the day, and I don't know when we're going to put a break to this. I don't know when we're going to put a break. So Adamu, yes, he wants to feel as party chairman. He wants to feel he has a say. Of course, he has his followers that he will have promised, made some promises to with respect to
Appointments and all.
positions in the National Assembly. And so when his men were shot out, of course he cries foul. But like I said, this is something that as Adamu has run the state. Adamu is not a small man. He ran Nasarawa State for 2 consecutive times. He ran the governors. He was one time chairman of Governors Forum. He has been a senator, and then he came to the APC. He became national party. As you should have known conflict management rather than coming to the pages of newspaper and the press to make such announcements, to make such comments. Now, the president is at his is a phone call away. I'm sure he has the president hotline. So what could have happened? And I also know that the assessment of the principal officers, it took time. Remember, the assembly was constituted on the 12th, is it the 11th or 12th of 11th of June, and the other principal officers have been announced at just last is it day for yesterday, on Tuesday when the assembly was reconvened. So that took like almost a month. So there will have been horse trading, there will have been back and forth negotiations before this was announced. So I don't know what Adamu was doing when these negotiations were going on. For him to say maybe his interest was not covered, maybe he would have been asked to nominate the North Central, because he's from North Central and all that, because the thing is so shared among the geopolitical zones, among states. So it's getting really, really messy in Nigeria. When are we going to apply the brakes? Because it will point where even within geopolitical, within states, it gets to local government, it gets to world in terms of sharing of national offices. And where do we keep merit? Where do we keep the best? Where do we keep merit? Where does other national interests come in? So with this, I think Adamu didn't do well. I will gladly say Adamu didn't do well
Now,
with public transport.
do you think he's crying
Now
out?
the NWC is split. Some members challenging the chairman's position. Come on, that's not been. I don't think that is nice.
Well, do you think the man is crying out and using the social media space to lay his anger because he feels he's being relegated to the background? Do you think that's why he's using the social media space?
No. That's why I said the space he used is the wrong space.
The wrong space indeed.
We're already crying about the damaging effect of social media. We're already grappling with the damaging effect of social media. We're already grappling with the subversive activity of social media. And so, for a man of Adamu status, whose party is running the federal government of Nigeria, whose party is having the overall control of the Senate and a sizable working majority in the representative, whose party is having a sizable number of the governorship seats in the country, come on, he should know better than using social media. That's why I said he has a hotline of the president. Even point he was relegated, because this thing took almost a month for these principal officers to be named to fill up all those positions. It took almost a month. So even if he felt relegated, there's what they call dignity in defeat. Yes, you are defeated, but there's dignity. And then you go to the president and said, Mr. President, I was defeated in this. I didn't like it. It's our party. We are working together. Next time, let's do better.
All right. Well,
But it's a President Bola Tinubu. It's a wonderful man. He's a man that eschews trouble. He likes peace. He likes negotiation.
of course.
He likes settlement. Look at Bola Tinubu reaching out to. Let me make this point. Reaching out to people like Kolisa Mentu, reaching out to people like Pius Anyim. These are opposition strong men, and he has reaching out to them and holding meeting. He has not the president was not meeting with even members of the PCC that worked for his victory. The president has not held meeting with escorts of the PCC that worked for his victory. But he has reached out. He's reaching out to persons that were antagonistic to his victory, persons that hated him with passion and antagonistic to his victory. He has reached out to them. Talk more of his party chairman that for whatever reason, even though he lost Nasarawa State, even though APC did badly in the National Assembly and president election in Nasarawa State, talk less of such a person that President Bola Tinubu will not reach out to and have a rapprochement than him taking to social media, and now other persons within the ESCO be challenging him. He's a party chairman, for goodness sake. He doesn't need such challenge from members of his ESCO before he will be shoved aside one day and be passed a vote of no confidence and be shoved aside. Let him try with caution.
Well, some are even saying they see that happening very soon. Well, the APC itself has been described many times as the coming together of strange bedfellows. How long do you think this coming together will last? Do you think the party will be able to keep themselves together? Do you think the president, well, he's been described as a man of peace, a man that likes to, bring people together and work with them regardless of whatever differences they might have. But how long do you think he'll be able to do that if already there are, issues springing up? It's barely 2 months in office that he's in office, and these issues are, beginning to come up.
Well, these are no issues to PBAT, as far as I know.
Oh, really?
I haven't followed the antecedent of PBAT for this while. These are no issues to him. As governor, he has to contend with his first deputy governor that had the backing of the establishment of the Afenifere establishment. He has to contend with that in his early years in office, in public office. He has to contend with the antics of the establishment that owned the ticket that he had. And of course, what did he? He was able to summon them. PBAT he confronted the then president. The then president put all kinds of ankle, all kinds of bricks in his way. He survived 2003 as the only surviving governor of the Progressive. Not even after the fact that his allocation was withheld for 21 months and all that, and Lagos survived and was doing well. People has survived. Look, talking about the merger as great bed of strange bedfellow. I think it was the NPDP that was the strange bedfellow in all that, and they have all given way. We saw the antics what Saraki did to Buhari. If it was PBAT, if it was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what Buhari suffered in the hands of Saraki, he would not have suffered it, because Buhari just allowed things to drift. He's not a negotiator, he's a military man. He's not a diplomat like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's not a politician. He's not a core politician, like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So that wouldn't have it would not have even happened. Not talking of what happened to Buhari during the ignominious era of Senator Saraki as Senate President, and all that happened. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is a little, not in a teacup, but in a jar. He's a man that knows how to negotiate deals. He's a man that knows how to bring people together. He's a man that knows how to forge alliances. He's a man that knows how to how to smoothen rough edges. We have a president that we should be proud of. I just made mention of, he has reaching out to those that are blatantly hateful to him. He reached out to a man like Bode George, and Bode George is singing a different tune now. I'm sure it is the case in tribunal that is holding him from reaching out to P2B. I'm sure he will have reached out to P2B and have a tea with him. Atiku and him are not enemies. He can be too sure of that. I'm sure they speak at the back end of the day. So this is a man that whatever thing that is happening in APC is a man that knows how to look. Even with the establishment that was against him in APC, he still won the primaries and won the election. So talk like his president and commander in chief. Is it now that he will now fret over appointment of public? Look, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is foundation, putting the pillars and the foundation for him to survive and to perform as a president. He will not allow any distraction.
All right.
He will not allow any. This is now, the foundation. The foundation of his presidency is being set. So he is one, not Adamu, not Senator Adamu. He was elected by Nigerians, and so he will do everything he can to put the foundation right, so that he will be able to deliver to Nigerians.
All right. So from all you have said, you've basically sung the praises of the man, PBAT, and how he's able to surmount whatever challenge comes his way. Now, but the people at the center of this really are Senator Akpabio and Rep. Tajuddin Abbas. Now, I also believe that Adamu would have those that are loyal to him in the party, within the party, and also some of them would be in the houses as well. They will be in the National Assembly as well. Do you think that Senator Abdullahi Adamu might influence people that are closest to him to work against this 10th Assembly in such a way that they will be undermining the what comes from Godswill Akpabio and Tajuddin Abbas? Do you see that happening?
Well, that's Senator Abdullahi, with due respect to him, with due respect and in appreciation of his office as chairman of APC, do not have that capacity.
He doesn't have that capacity.
He doesn't have that capacity. Now let me put it clearly. Remember at the election of the Senate President, Senator Yeri of Zamfara threw up Senator who was his name now? Senator Abbas of Abu, or what is that Adamawa senator through candidacy of Senator Yeri from Zamfara State for that position. And they had some sympathy from the PDP and other parties, and of course a few sections of the APC that maybe will be loyal to Senator Adamu. But what happened at the voting? Senator Akpabio won, even though APC has overall majority of the Senate. Senator Akpabio won because some PDP members still voted for him. Don't forget that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has already called deal with some PDP members, such as Governor ex-Governor Wike, Governor Makinde. So you don't expect that senators from these states will vote against Bola Ahmed Tinubu or their House of Rep members. So the capacity of Adamu to whatever loyalty he have to upturn certain things might be limited, because the president has gone far ahead. If you have a camp, I don't know if he has a camp. I mean, I'm talking about Adamu. He has gone far ahead to have made some other incursions to other. Look, what they wanted to do that day was the Saraki treatment. What Saraki did, what Senator Abo and Senator Yere wanted to do that day was what Saraki did with the renegade with the PDP and other NPDP members that were in the National Assembly. That failed because Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man that is alive and 24/7. He's a politician and he's not giving things to chance like Buhari. So as the day goes by, the president will keep winning more opposition members to his side. Mm-hmm. Remember the testimony of the LP candidate, the LP House of Rep candidate from Abia. Remember the glowing talking of Honorable Oga. Remember the glowing testimony he said about the president after meeting the president for the first time. So the president will keep winning more disciples. He knows how to win disciples. He will keep winning more disciples to his side, and he will keep dominating. His capacity and influence will keep dominating policy directions, so that his policies, his program will just be having a smooth sail in the National Assembly. So we are. I'm not oblivious of the fact that yes, Senator Adamu is a responsible man. He is a strong Nigerian, a strong politician, but I doubt if he has the capacity to influence. He must be respected, and I think he should live with the respect and the glory of his office as chairman of the party. I don't know how long he has to be chairman. Maybe I think, is it 3 years or 4 years? I think the best for him is maintain that dignity of his office as chairman and not double into governance. Now, the party is different from governance. The party is the one that controls those that are members. Those in government controls affairs of state. You have a voice in government, but you do not have a say, a direct say in government. Let those that have been elected run the government. They will not differ from the party. They will consult the party. The party will tell them, this is what we promise. This is our manifesto. Let us continue to work within our manifesto. That is the role of the party. The party will call them to order when they are going wrong, but the party chairman was not elected by Nigerians to deliver on those.
Now, talking about electioneering, let's talk about election officers now. We do know that the Senate rules empowers the lawmakers to appoint principal officers. So one would wonder why exactly the national chairman of the APC is aggrieved.
That for me, like I said, that for me it's sad, and that's why I said so many interests come to play in this country, and it is messier by the day. And except somehow, somewhere, somebody applies the brake, it's getting messier by the day. The duty of the National Assembly after the appointment of the party will have an interest, obviously, because the party that is in majority will not want to be adrift, so that the party is able to maintain and to be able to pass its program. So that's where the party will have, especially the president who is the leader of the party, will have an input. Now, it is also the duty of the National Assembly to elect their principal officers. Now, there's caucuses, there's the majority caucus. The majority caucus should elect from among themselves. The minority caucus should elect among themselves. But what do we have in Nigeria today? Politics at play. Even the minority caucus have issues because the Atiku camp and the Wike camp, we are at each other's throat who will get a better part of the pie. As I said, we have so much around the country on so much personality grounds that we are losing track of the real things. I know that the Atiku camp in the minority caucus and the Wike camp, we are at each other's throats, forgetting fully well that the minority caucus does not really comprise of the PDP. This is the first time we're having, I think, about 9 parties winning election into the National Assembly. There are about 9 parties represented. So it's not really the PDP that is in the minority. Minority consists of every other person that is not in the majority. APC is the majority because they have the majority of the numbers, so they are the majority. So it is covered that even at that level, so they are supposed to elect, but because the party and there's so much interest, there's so much geopolitical balancing, there's so much, I don't know, it's getting messier. I'm telling you, it's getting messier by the day. Even at the minority caucus, you see geopolitical balancing. At the majority caucus, you see geopolitical balance. I don't know when we are going to end this nonsense. It's getting me pissed off.
All right,
it's getting me pissed, and that is what is bringing, and that is what is creating these external interventions. That's what is creating the external interventions that is making the governors, that is making the party chairman, making people to have interest, and that interest is what they are bringing to foist on National Assembly. So I don't know when we're going to end this.
Well, let's not get pissed off just yet. Let's still keep observing things and hope that things don't go out of place completely.
Now, but it's going out of place by the day. By the day, the narrative is expanding wider.
That brings me to my next question. Do you see a major shift now in the balance of power in the APC? Considering that,
sorry, I didn't get that.
Now, do you see a major shift in the balance of power in the APC? Should the chairman of the party, Adamu, realize that he cannot do business with those that are principal officers of the assembly? Would there be a major shift?
Why can't he do business with them? Adamu is the chairman of the party. Akpabio is a member of the party. Tajudeen Abbas is a member of the party. So Adamu controls the membership of the party. What do you call it? Akpabio can be suspended from the party. Tajudeen Abbas can be suspended from the. Bamidele can be suspended. Bamidele is the leader, can be suspended from the party. Adamu controls the party.
Yeah,
and the members of the party.
He can also be taken out.
So he can do business with anybody, so long as he subordinates his personal interest for both party interest and national interest. You are not going to just say you want to lord it over your own personal interest. Yes, you are the chairman of the party, but the party is the party. The party is made up of members, and of course, don't not forget, the members can remove Adamu.
Of course.
At the level, at the ESCO level, at the NWC level, the members can pass a vote of no confidence and remove him. Today, the PDP doesn't have a chairman. People can instigate. Don't also forget, Adamu comes from Nasarawa State, and Nasarawa State is ruled by an APC governor. People, they can instigate Adamu to be suspended in his ward. What happened to Shemole?
Exactly.
When the Shimole problem started, it's from the ward. The moment Oshimole was suspended at this ward, the court upheld it that he can no longer be chairman because he's no longer a member of the party. So you see, there are a lot of banana pills that people are not always about. You don't fret when you don't have power. Even the president don't have absolute power. He can be impeached by the National Assembly in a normal setting. So everybody, see, there is check and balance. Everybody should work within the confines of whatever powers you have. Remember, power is transient. You are a chairman of party today. An instigation can come up at your what level, at your ward, and you are suspended with or without allegation. We've seen it happen. Adam Soshimole is a living witness. How can Adam Oshimole ward, Adam Oshimole, party chairman, his ward suspend him? Who instigated it? Of course, Governor Obaseki.
Obaseki of Edo State.
So we have seen this happen over and over. And so Abdullah Adamu, he's a responsible Nigerian. He's respected elder statesman. And today, he's the chairman of the ruling party. In fact, today APC can be said to be the biggest party in Africa. It used to be the PDP, but now APC can be said to be the biggest party in Africa. Maybe I don't know if the Egyptian party, I think Egypt has one party still. I don't know, that may be the biggest, but I think APC should be the biggest party in Africa. So Adamu should work within the confines of that reality and always be at peace with his president. Call the president. You have his hot. Call the president. If you want some things, any biscuit or tom or things that you want, call. I'm sure the president will not deny you. If you want lollipop or you want ice cream, call. The president will not deny you. These are some of the things that create the issues. Because when you have already, you have your men you want to appoint into boards, into boards. You have promised a lot of people. You have your brother, sister. Some people are languishing in US and America. You want to bring them home to give them jobs in preference of those who are in Nigeria that sweated out, that made sure that the election was successful. Some of them have press abroad that they have earmark and they have penciled for position. That's why they have all this fighting is going on, so that they can position themselves in a position to be able to dispense out favors to their family, friends, and all whatnot, even against those that really work for the party and all that. So these are some of the things why these fights are going on. So, but I'm sure that Chairman Adamu can call the president and said, I have this, I need this request, and the president will graciously accept to him within the confines of available resources, available positions. So it is not the time to start fretting muscles, because if you start fretting muscles, your word will suspend you, and if your word suspend you, the NWC will upheld that suspension, and you are gone.
And I'm sure
this is just a new life in a new administration that is positively disposed to Nigerians. Some of the policies, yes, it's painful. Today, I don't go out anyhow. I have to mind where I go because of fuel and all that. I have to control my electricity consumption. I have to be more disciplined. It's painful, some of this, but there are necessary things that need to be done, that the party at this point does not need any distraction. The National Assembly doesn't need any distraction. People need to be in unison and work for the interest of Nigerians, so that the goodwill that PBAT has gotten now in this first month and during the second month of his administration will. But when social media start to all this kind of news, and social media, they know how to twist news. If you say A, twist it to B and C and D, and that's what we say the subversive element, the subversive activity in social media. This needs to be curbed, and Adamu should not be a conduit pipe, a pipe that will be used to destabilize the government.
All right then. So, the man is. We know that things right now are not going the way that he would have preferred them to go. That's exactly why he's letting his grievances known. You just, in your illustration, you basically described a child. If he has to go to the president and say, okay, I need this, I need that, and I'm sure that is a position that he initially wouldn't want to put himself. Now, but we know that there are no assurances now that in the future things will not come up that will, put the chairman at loggerheads with principal officers of the party, maybe the NWC or any other person in the party. We know that there is the possibility that something else might come up. And when that happens, what would you advise the chairman to do if he finds himself in a position again where he doesn't seem to be in agreement with other members of the party, other principal members of the party?
Like I said, and I'm repeating for the opt-in time, Adamu has run a state as a state governor. So he should be used to conflict management. I'm sure when he was then in PDP has a state chairman in Nasarawa State. How did he work with their state chairman? PDP had a speaker in Nasarawa State, and PDP has majority leader. I don't know if they have majority leader. And so, how did they work? How did the party chairman
They
work
found
with
a way to
those
work together.
principal officers?
They did.
Yes, in the state assembly where he held sway as governor for 2 terms, 8 years. So that should apply. He has a rich history, rich experience to lie on. I was once a governor of a state, and these are the organs within that state. How did they relate with me? So he should replicate that.
All right.
If he has a harmonious 8 years reign as governor, a harmonious 8 years reign with his party chairman in the Nasarawa state, harmonious 8 years reign with his speaker and other principal officers, then he should also know he should not put himself in the shoe of that party chairman in Nasarawa state when he was governor, and know how that man related with the principal officers and how the tom tom and the sweets and the biscuits were shared. Let me apply same. Nothing has changed. So it's just photocopying that manual that was used in Nasarawa State and bring it to bear. Be chairman, for goodness sake. So
All right.
be the party chairman. Akpabio is elected as a senator and elected by his colleague as the speaker, as his president. Akpabio should be allowed to do his work. Same for Tajuddin Abbas. And like I said, everything is under negotiation. Now remember, there are 2 organs of the party. In fact, even it doesn't exist now. The NWC, which comprises of all the elected officials of the party, from the chairman to ex officio, and then you have the other body, which is the BOT, or the National Working or the National what, I don't know what they call it. There's supposed to be a meeting of the 2 bodies. The second one has the Senate president, the governors elected on the party. That is like the bigger congress of the party. They're having I saw an advertorial. I think they're going to have a meeting on the 9 and 10, somewhere in Abuja. So these are the organs of the party. And Senator Adamu knows this thing very, very well. He's not strange to party politics. He has run a state. He's not strange to governance. He's not strange to party politics.
So he should know how to carry himself.
Let him apply that same principle that worked for him in Nasarawa State. How did himself and his party chairman relate with the members of the state assembly? It is the same principle. Apply it in a national scale, and let us have peace, tranquility, and orderliness in the running of the state, running of National Assembly, and running of the party.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Should I consider that your final words, or is there something else you want to add as we make to wrap up?
Just to thank you for the opportunity and to keep asking Nigerians to support PBAT, and to tell PBAT not to be dissuaded, not to be carried away by any side situation. You are a man that has survived every obstacle that has brought you away, every obstacle. PBAT, you've survived it. You've gone ahead. God's hand is upon you, and that is why today you are the president of Nigeria. We'll keep supporting, and until you deliver the goods of the land to the people of Nigeria. Thank you very much. May God bless Nigeria, and may God continue to protect our troops.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Lester Wilcox. Thank you for being on the program.
It's always my pleasure, anytime. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's a Political Voice for today. It will make a return tomorrow, and we'll keep our eyes on the 10th Assembly. And whatever happens, we will definitely bring it here and dissect with you, of course. I'm Moses Humphrey. Do have a beautiful day.